Hello, welcome to my TOS video about Avowed. I just freshly beaten the game. Took me about 60 hours. And before going into the depths of what is good, what is bad in this game, let's answer the most important question there is about every game. Was it fun? I just spent 60 hours in this game going really exploring every corner, every nook and cranny, everything you can. At least I tried to. There was some items which I missed. There was some achievements that I didn't get, but for me it was fine because I was able to explore the whole land. I was able to see all the side quests that were given to me. I was able to interact with most of the characters, and I was able to make the decisions. It was fun. It is fun. The game is fun. The game is beautiful. The game is fun. It definitely is worth to play. But the game isn't some crazy over the expectations RPG. It's not that. So if you expect to find RPG that is going to blow up your mind, to give you something that you haven't seen before, it's not that kind of game. But it's fun. It's nevertheless fun game. Nevertheless fun game to explore, especially if you know or are interested in the world of Eora, which is part of the Pillars of Eternity series. And that is probably the most interesting question for me, or thing for me, is that this game really sparked this flame again in me that I now want to really play through the Pillars of Eternity games. I've never done those. I've seen tidbits about the lore and gameplay of Pillars of Eternity games, but I've never completed them. And now I'm really interested in it because this game has a lot of lore items that connects to that wider world, and I feel like if you have played Pillars of Eternity games before, you would understand it much better. Even though even though you have during conversations, you have option to check what the different things mean, just like in the Pillars game, or I think like in Pillars game, or lately in the Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, right? You can highlight the pieces in the text and it will describe you what it means. About the game itself, like going now more into the technical part, what I really loved was the most voice acting. I think the voice acting was really good. I really enjoyed this. There are some companions which are really nice. I really like to play with them. I really like to hang with them. There was one companion which I hated because she just never want to finish their dialogues. She just wanted to blabber, blah blah blah. That sometimes felt like, can we stop already? But this is just I had a feeling. I didn't really never feel like game was just, trying to extend its time more than it was necessary. But there was some, but there were few cases where I felt like this dialogue could have been email, could have been shorter. On the bad parts, this game is definitely buggy. I had several fights where the game just crashed, and I reloaded into the fight, game crashed again. And maybe on the 5th try, the game finally allowed me to continue. I don't know what the problem is. I suspect it was probably something to do that the game suddenly used all my VRAM, the game crashed, it couldn't handle that one. I don't know. This is just my speculation. Then there was few cases, less than 5, more than 5, less than 10 cases where the sound that you hear suddenly was muffled. And in this game you could really have like clinging or sounds, little like sound helping in the background when you are near the something that you can pick up. Usually like when you're somewhere like something is hidden and you can let me see, you can hear this sound in here at the moment, right? So for example, the sound become muffled and you can't hear this at all. At the same time you can see this highlight happening, right? So I had that bug and also the crashes several times. I think these were the main bugs that I encountered. The crashing part is unfortunately the bad. On the systems, RPG, all that elements. Stories, I mean, like I said, story isn't something like groundbreaking, but it's interesting nevertheless. And especially when you like the world of Eora, you're gonna enjoy the story. I enjoyed to do the side quests. They were always following pretty much the same format, that you go to the central hub, you collect the quests, you start doing them, and then you can explore the wider map, right? So the map itself is divided into different regions. You can't go explore the full map, but you can explore like 4 or 5 different areas, and those areas in itself are like those hubs which you can really explore thoroughly. There are a lot of hidden items in this world. There are a lot of hidden NPCs you can interact with. There's a lot to do, which was pretty amazing. And this is what I like, part of the like. So those semi-open world RPGs where I can develop my character, I can do some quests. Those quests have a meaning, or they help you progress the world with you, and you can explore. You can just explore. Spend time just exploring, which is nice. The bad parts, on the other hand, with exploring was that a lot of times the enemies felt like really spongy. Meaning that since I was playing with the wizard, so I have wand. At some point I just felt like I'm casting my wand forever and enemies are just not dying. Until at the very end of the game, when I got some really cool ability through story, unlocking through story, thanks to exploration, like mix of story and exploration, where I was just able to cast different spells without worrying too much. Then this kind of like power fantasy really kicked in. You are an amazing mage who can defeat your enemies. Other than that, before that I was struggling. It always felt like too spongy enemies. You can cast then you run out of stamina, you have to wait. But since you're out of stamina, you can't really dodge the enemies. Yeah, so it wasn't too great. I tried to play also with the sword. I tried with a couple of times with rifles or pistols. Wasn't really more for me, but maybe somewhere in the future, in the next run, I will try. What else? Game looks really beautiful. Although I am running this on everything maximum, and I have the DLSS and this generated FPS or FPS generation enabled. I'm at everything maximum with my 4080 Super. I'm usually getting over 60 FPS. Not too much, but around 50 to 60 I'm usually, or 60 plus in a sense. Other than that, let's see. And ending of the story, I'd say. So I briefly mentioned that this game, like, you have dialogue options. We can show you here. Probably let me skip the. You can see the different dialogue options, right? So pretty much many times you have this kind of dialogue options. You can go to dialogue options. You can read them through and think about how you want to continue with the approach. Good thing is that those dialogue options, at least on the story part, they will matter. And even once the game ended, it summarized really nicely all my decisions that I made. And there was couple of actually surprises, because those surprises were related to some side quests that I did, that I didn't think too much about, but I still did them because I wanted to enjoy everything that the game has offered, and they were accounted into the summary, which was nice. So there is definitely something that you can see is that your choices does matter. They affect the living world here in some fashion, but not always. You're not gonna see like direct outcomes. You're not gonna see that you make a decision and something suddenly happens. It might be the case, but usually it isn't. Yeah. That's so overall. Too long didn't listen, too long didn't read. Is that it is fun game. I do recommend to play this game if you are fan of RPG games. It's not mind blowing, but it's worth its money. I think it's currently at 40 euros. I think it's worth its money. I had fun playing this. Would I play it second time as well? Well, I don't know. At the moment, the screen that you're seeing is actually my new game plus. But would I play it through again? Probably not now, and maybe not in the future. But I'm glad that I was able to experience this, and now I'm really interested in going to the Pillars of Eternity games to fully embrace them. So thank you very much for watching this thoughts video about this game. If you want to see my full playthrough, how I enjoyed it, what my immediate reactions to the game, my emotions in the game was, it's all visible in the YouTube, either recorded in live streams or in the episodic content. It's always visible there. So thank you very much for watching, and I see you in my next playthrough.